Za vse ostale upam, da ste zdaj dobili kakšno idejo kot volivci. Lokalne volitve mislim, da se približujejo letos in veste, v katero smer lahko pritiskate in pričakujete. Še malo globlje zavrtajmo v to temo. I'm switching back to English so we can include Antonio, but we were talking about smart city. Let's compare this to smart or intelligent enterprise. Are we talking about the same thing? Rok, you first, and then Antonio adds.
We're for sure not talking about exactly the same thing, but going back to what I said already about the brands, I think what is in common for both of them is that they need to put the users into the center. So it's not important if we have a really fancy internal process and administration and an IoT device that tells us everything about the status of it, if the user had nothing to do with it. Mm-hmm. That's connecting the both of them for sure together.
Mm-hmm. Antonio, you are working with Telekom Slovenia, talking about how big this thing is. What were the drivers for the decision makers to start a project like that? What needed to happen in the company and outside the company for them to say, let's go there?
Well, years ago they realized that the way telecoms are working are changing. Mm-hmm. And this is more than obvious. Everybody in telco world is trying to see another revenue stream other than voice and data and so on. Mm-hmm. And so far everybody's failing in this. And in the last projection that I saw from Ericsson and AD Little was that the biggest part of the digital transformation money is not from the digital transformation within telcos, but from the digital transformation of others, of enterprises, where telcos can grab one part of that. Mm-hmm. They will do it, with or without telcos. And now it's the question for telcos, are they ready? Mm-hmm. Did they transform themselves? Did they choose the right platform to do it? To assist others.
Mm-hmm. In terms of making our cities smarter, who is the bigger driver? A very ambitious mayor who wants to win the elections next time, or a very ambitious company that wants to increase their revenues?
I want to say it's very ambitious citizens.
Ah, here you go. Very ambitious citizens.
Yeah. In my city, 58% of citizens didn't vote at all at last
58%.
58%. So they are the majority. They are setting rules. And if they continue sleeping, then we will have dumb city, not smart city.
Uh-huh. Okay.
I mean, you know, all the digitization cannot help. You can have all smart apps you want, but if the mayor changes the frequency of taking waste from 3 times a week to 2 times a week, and my town becomes a garbage dump, then all the applications will not help. Mm-hmm. It's just putting a makeup on a corpse.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so another question, maybe not for this debate here, is how to awaken this wide audience that is many times indifferent.
They are fully awakened already. They are just they need to go for their own interest and for their own good. Mm-hmm. And we need just to speak about that.
Be bold, be ambitious.
Yes.
Okay, you are talking about Internet of Things, and I have heard blockchain being mentioned a couple of times. Slovenia is already a little bit famous as being a blockchain haven. Because we are small and we have certain other characteristics, how many opportunities do we have to become an Internet of Things haven for the next generation?
Yes, I think the blockchain and the Internet of Things anyway go very well together, especially in business. Slovenia is a heaven for the blockchain in the cryptocurrency sense. Mm-hmm. Definitely we have, considering the amount of small, agile manufacturing companies where the Internet of Things is going to be extremely important for them to kind of transform their business models from selling things as a product into the servicing things as a service and just driving the service-oriented business model, like for the telcos, which are already in the service business but need to find new service revenues. That's where the Internet of Things can dramatically help. We heard the example from Mr. Thomas from Herweger, so it was, I think, one of the drivers as well to go into maybe a different business model where you don't sell anymore the equipment, but you have all the baseline to rent it. We see that trend going across the entire region. So a lot of opportunities for Slovenia to become the IoT, Internet of Things heaven as well.
Anything to add to that, Antonio?
Yes, you are in very good position because you have the triangle of stable economy, at least looking from my position from Zagreb, good telecom, who has the vision where to go, and also the government, and what your ministries are doing is far beyond anything in the region. And this is what Gregor said. He is looking at now at Eastern and Southern Europe. I'm covering globally Verso Ultima positions, and I know that this is one of the best places to go right now for these new technologies.
Let's hope that when we meet in a couple of years' time, we will be satisfied to find out that this did materialize, keeping our fingers crossed. When we are talking about all those technologies, I hear words such as courage, vision, agility, something that, at least for me, implies more for a business section of the change management. How much is implementing those new technologies technical, and how much is it a business issue?
So related to SAP Leonardo, I'll go back to our products. It's still our root. It's very important to understand that we provide those technologies, or let's say the new algorithms and things, as a service, which I mentioned before already. Because if you want to make it an IT project, you hire a bunch of developers and you try to do it as an IT project. If you want to really do it as a service on the integrated layer on top of S/4HANA or top of any other system that you want to have, play it in the central node, then you need a service that's going to be integrated all around. So when we go to discussing this being a business initiative or an IT initiative, it has to be a business initiative. If we drive it within the IT only, it will get not too far, whether we like to hear that or not, unfortunately. And we have the platform, we have the tools that can help you do that. We can proudly say that.
Okay, going from IT and business, how much is it a cultural issue about embracing the changes that come about? We heard about that in the previous section. It is important for the whole company to embrace the change and to have the right decision-making in place. So how should companies be advanced in promoting these technologies among their own internal stakeholder groups?
Culture and people are equally important as technology. When I started working years ago, there was this simplified triangle of technology, people, and processes. Now it's even more complex. If you look at Telemanagement Forum, they have established the key framework for establishing digital maturity, and it consists of 5 pillars. And one of these 5 pillars is people and culture. Then there are operations, then there's technology, but the 5th is the customer. There is no digital transformation without customer in the center. Otherwise, you're doing just this for yourself, and you will miss all the benefits from this transformation.
So the customer or the voter, if we put it into a
in
smart city
context, right.
perspective. Okay, thank you very much. A round of applause for both of you.